What if a cinematographer wants to find the depth of field to get the range of distances for subjects to be in focus? To find this, we first have to solve for the hyperfocal distance. Hyperfocal distance is the focusing distance where we achieve the maximum depth of field. When we focus our lens on the hyperfocal distance, everything from half the hyperfocal distance out to infinity is going to be all in focus. Here's the setup. A 50mm lens 6 feet away at an f-stop of 1.8. The f-stop refers to the aperture opening of the lens through which light can pass to the sensor or film. The f-stop also determines how much you want something to be in focus. Higher the number, the more things are in focus. Lower the number, the less things are in focus. The formula reads hyperfocal distance equals focal length of lens squared divided by f-stop of lens times circle of confusion. First, we have to convert our numbers into inches to make it easier to solve. If we plug in our setup, we get the hyperfocal distance of 2,152.7 inches, or 179.3 feet. We can now find the depth of field. All we need to do is find the camera near limit, known as the DN, and the camera near far limit, known as the DF. Let's start with the DN. First, convert all the units to inches again. Hyperfocal distance times the distance from camera to subject divided by the hyperfocal distance plus the distance from camera to subject minus focal length of the lens. We plug in our numbers, we get 69.73 inches. The DF is virtually the same as the DN. It's just a sign switch from addition to subtraction, making the difference. So, if we plug in our numbers for the DF formula, we get 74.4 inches. We are at the ending stages of finding the depth of field. All we have to do is convert our DN and DF from inches to feet. 69.73 inches equals 5.81 feet, while 74.4 inches equals 6.2 feet. This is a 0.39 feet gap, or a 4.68 inch gap. In order to have both subjects in focus, they need to be closer together within the 4.68 inch gap. Since a 4.68 inch gap is very thin for depth of field. Therefore, when a 50mm lens at an f-stop of 1.8 is focused at 6 feet, everything from 5.81 feet to 6.2 feet will be in focus.